What's up, guys? We are here at YCS Prague, AlintheaYoh, DuelRock 88. Channels will be in the video description. Bumped into them, plans, a little bit of plans. So the format we are having here, we'll all make videos on our separate channels, 4 questions about everything, I think. So yeah, I think we can start. Okay.
Sure, let's go.
Good. So my first question, what's the biggest advantage of Yu-Gi-Oh channel for you guys? The biggest advantage?
For me, the biggest advantage is because I'm playing Yu-Gi-Oh since 12 years. I gained many experience over the years, and YouTube is a great way to share your experience with many people at once. I think this is the biggest advantage for me, for my channel, that I can share experience really easy to many people in one video. Yeah, that's the biggest advantage for me.
Well, I think personally for me, it's definitely come to these events and meeting all the fans. Like, it's just so much fun to be able to meet the subscribers who have been there, you know, since day one, or even just since yesterday or whatever. It's still really good, and everyone has like a common just understanding and interest, and it's just really humbling to hear, you know, people say like, oh, I really enjoy content, and some people who have said like some of the funnier videos when they're a bit down or they have problems, it kind of lifts them up, which is just like kind of gold dust. Can't really get that. So it's just really, really nice.
I kind of agree, the same thing, like meeting the people and maybe fans or people who like to watch your videos, especially in like these big YCS's, big tournaments where people actually come up to you and say like really nice work, I see you put effort in your videos, really appreciate it, so that's the reason why you're doing it. So for me that's definitely one of the
for me too,
reasons.
beside that. Of course.
Okay, next question. If you could make one card, so don't think about honesty or fairness, if you could make one card for one of your favorite archetypes or decks that you're playing or played in the history of this game, which card would it be?
I'll start with this one because I've already got something in my head.
Okay, start.
You might have to think. Personally, I think it would need to be another Skull Servant. Specifically a Skull Servant that protects it from monster destruction. Because that's what that deck's missing. Because it can protect you from everything. It can protect you, Lady protects you from spells, traps, and destruction by battle. But you are seriously affected by monster effects, so Dark destroys it away, which is kind of weird. So personally, like selfishly, and also to make it, you know, it's not going to break anything, it would be just nice, but I mean, just in general, zombie support, ritual support, with repression rights, I'll take any form of ritual support and try and make it work. Even if it doesn't work, I still appreciate it. But yeah, so I'd probably say something along the lines of a new Skull Servant effects monster.
Right.
For me, I'm really surprised with the question right now.
I thought
after talking, I would say Monarch need a card that are searching the Monarch monsters itself. You have Tenacity that searches the spell or traps, and I think to make it more consistent, you need a spell card who searches the monsters. First you reveal a big monarch or something else, I don't know, and you search the monarch monsters. I think then it would be more consistent, something like that.
Also same with the monarch deck, maybe like with the new support it's of course much better, but like a draw card for discard a monarch, draw 2 cards, or a search. We have Traden, but not every monarch is like level 8. Specifically for the archetype, like discard a monarch or reveal, draw, get a search for a monarch, a monster, because that's something the monarch cards, the monarch archetype, doesn't have. I think that's it.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Okay. Next question. So the banlist. The banlist doesn't have an end date. For me, the banlist should have an end date, but
that's for me too. I don't like this.
A complete different question. But when can we expect a banlist, and which banlist predictions can we make?
For me, I predict the next banlist after YCS Las Vegas, which is in 2 weeks, I guess.
Yes.
And this is right before the Nationals.
Yeah.
And what I predict is that emergency teleport at 1. I think this card is just too strong. You can play it in so many decks. And I would maybe, I don't know if Konami would weaken the Cosmo scene, because I'm thinking like it's their favorite deck right now. We want to support it. They bring it in the Gold series. Personally, I would wish Cosmo Dark Destroyer on 1, because the card is on itself is too strong. People sitting behind Dark Destroyer, helmet format, I don't know, having an effect value in the hand. And personally, I don't like that. Cosmo Dark Destroyer, personally my wish, Cosmo Dark Destroyer on 1, and Wavering Eyes at least at 1 or banned. These are my personal wishes right now.
No, I kind of agree. Wavering Eyes is one of those that I think is just far too powerful. It's if you're in a mirror, any form of pension mirror, whoever resolves Wavering first is probably going to win. So it's just a little bit weird. One that I don't think they'll directly hit Cosmo, as you said. I think it will be E-Telly. I think E-Telly will, simply because, as I said, we have the Gold Series and also they have next support in the next set. So I think that they won't hit directly, which I agree with E-Telly. Probably should go to 1, which would be quite nostalgic as well, a bit from the Teledad era.
Yeah, it went to 2 or 1 back then?
It went to 1.
I can't
remember off the top of my head now, I've been put on the spot. But one interesting card that might not be a problem, but Stormforth is kind of weird. Stormforth is just one of those cards that is a little bit. The fact if it targeted, it wouldn't be bad, but because it was ruled as that it affects the player, I don't like cards that do that. So while it might be just, I'm not angry about the card. I just think it's kind of unfair. It's the same with Domain. Like Domain, you have many outs, but a card that simply says if you don't have an out.
And it's like a trap card during the bonus turns.
You're done. So like cards with low to multiple effects is just kind of so good. Like what was it? I've forgotten. Anyway, it's gone. But yeah, I'd say Wavering Eyes, E-Telly to 1, and mainly something from the Monarchs.
Yeah, pretty much the same again. Like the E-Telly, I think it's definitely going to get a hit. Some sort of hit, like 2-1 seems the most reasonable hit. Then of Wavering Eyes, but then you have people saying you shouldn't be playing a Pendulum deck, then you don't get hindered by the Wavering Eyes. But I think it's Pendulums are still kind of new. I think Konami is still releasing Pendulum monsters, Pendulum support. So, and it's a card that needs kind of a gentleman's agreement to side out. People don't accept, people accept. So it's still, I think the Wavering Eyes needs a hit. Stormfort might get the hit Pantheism, but still, it's I think Stormfort is that's more powerful. Like one card, maybe different cards.
Do you guys think that they hit people players more than even before with the adjustment list? Personally, I don't think that they're gonna hit more of the people that
for the upcoming list.
For the upcoming list,
Depends if the deck wins today in Prague.
Yeah, it's a big showing today.
Maybe they would make Sorcerer at 1, maybe, I don't know. But personally, I don't think I do much.
No, I think the deck's very consistent. Yeah. So it's one of those decks. It's like Dragon Ball. You can't kill it until you obliterate it. So
you had to hit this in 3 bandlists to ultimately destroy the deck.
Exactly.
Same like Necros.
Yeah,
for me that's it. Okay, maybe my last question. It's like the same with the banlist. When can we expect the banlist? Since again we don't have an end date. When can we expect?
I think, as you said earlier, after Las Vegas, it kind of makes sense.
When is Las Vegas?
2 weeks, I guess.
In 2 weeks, yeah. My TO's going. Lucky son of a gun. I think then. But on the subject of not having an end date, if anyone's subscribed to my channel, they'll know recently I put about a bit of a rant about it. I think that the fact that the reasoning, if people don't know the reasoning was it, that they came out with not having an end date, is that they felt that they had to work to a deadline, and if there were certain events coming up, then they had to work to a deadline and maybe preemptively hit stuff. But with not having the end date, or with having no end date, it simply meant that they could be a bit more flexible. But it's kind of had a negative effect on putting the player base on a real knife edge at certain times, and I think Konami messed up with the fact that there's no, in my opinion, no good reason. They have their reasons, which is fine, but I don't agree with them. It's really unfair, especially on people who want to get a deck, or maybe thinking, should I get rid of it? In the olden days, I say the olden days, it was like a year ago, people would get a deck. A month or two before the list, people would say, this might get hit, this might not. So people might cash out and just then move on to another deck, so they'd be putting money back into the game. Whereas now, if a deck gets hit, it's gone. And people just can't really get any money for it. And I think it's really unfair, especially considering the adjust list came out, and then within 2 weeks or less than that, Gold Series has reprinted everything. It's,
like literally everything.
Oh, that set is going to be insane. If you want to make money, buy that set. But seriously, yeah. So I don't like the fact we don't have an end date. It's too weird.
Yeah, I think like I said earlier, after Vices Las Vegas, and I think 1 week after Las Vegas, Gold Series came out. And when I'm predicting like 2 weeks after Gold Series maybe, or 1 week, because I think we want to sell Gold Series as much as we can.
Of course.
And maybe like 2 weeks after that, I'm predicting a new banlist.
Yeah. I think early April, so like Gold Series is released 18th of March, so I think 2 weeks, 3 weeks after release, like April 1st, going into nationals.
Yeah,
I think
it has to be for nationals.
Yeah, I think then we can expect a new list.
All right.
Okay, that were my questions, guys. Thanks for answering them. I'll leave the link, AlintheaYoh, Sonar, DuelRock 88 to the video description, so check them out. Feel free to check them out. Right.